So Gamma just recently released their new API, and in this video I'm going to explore it. It's my first time actually trying it out, and I'll see what it is all about. I'm going to take you behind the scenes, setting it up, an A10, and generating hopefully presentations through this API. So let's get right into it. So over here, all I have open are the Gamma settings right here. So I just created an API key. I have an empty N8N workflow, and I have the documentation right here. So it's a step-by-step sort of guide that I'm going to go through and see how this is all is working. So here I have the ability to, let's see, generate a Gamma, and let's see, generate Gamma, image model accepted values. So we can use different models right here, which is great. We have the output language accepted values. Okay, cool. So we can generate presentations in different languages. Awesome. Receive generated file URL. Once you've sent a successful generation request, you can use the get endpoint to poll, receive the URL. Okay, cool. So we use this to generate with the different values. So here we pass along, how do you want your input text to be modified by Gamma if at all? Options, generate, condense, or preserve. Cool. The input text can be as little or as few words of text. Cool. Team name, you can create custom teams. Okay. How many cards do you want to create? Cool. Card split. Awesome. Okay, so there's quite a few options, and it seems like it's the pretty much all the default sort of settings that you would get when you go to create different Gamma. So if I go in here and I hit generate, I can pretty much, I think, choose pretty much the same options as we have in the API, which is amazing if it works as expected. So let's just see here. So over here, let's just put in some stuff, input text. So we'll start to see the request get formulated over here. Text mode. So let's say preserve. So we can create something simple. Format presentation. Let's do that. Team name, let's give it default. Number of cards, let's choose. Pro users can choose between 1 and 60. Ultra users can choose between 1 and 75. Awesome. Let's choose 5. How do you want your content to be divided up? Options are auto or input text breaks. Let's choose auto. Additional instructions. Export as PowerPoint, PPTX. Actually, no. Let's leave it as empty. Text options, attributes of the text you want to generate. Amount, let's say brief. For tone, let's put professional and inspiring. Sure. Audience, let's leave it empty. Language, let's leave it empty. Image options. So source, let's use AI generated. As you can see, there's a lot of options, and this documentation page will be crucial. Model, if no value specified, Gamma automatically chooses a model for you. That's fine. Influence the artistic style, minimal linear art. Yeah, let's leave it empty. Card options, dimensions, fluid, let's do 16x9. Sharing options, let's leave it empty. Content type, so here we'll insert our API key, which is a header. So I can also, I'll insert it as a header. And then we get the responses. Great. And then the response will be the generation ID. Awesome. I mean, that looks fine. So I'll just copy the curl right here, go to N8N, add a trigger, and then add an HTTP request, which I'm going to call Gamma request. I'm going to import the curl, paste, hit import. And the first thing I'm going to do is copy this X API key, and then I'm going to add this as a authenticated header here. So I'm going to go to generic, I'm going to choose header auth. I'm going to create a new credential where the name is that. This is Gamma API key. And I'm just going to paste the value that I got when I created my API key. So now here, I should not have to send this header value. Cool. Let's just try this out. Execute. Generation ID, warnings. Text input.tone are ignored when text mode is preserved. Text options.amount is ignored when text mode is preserved. Okay, that's fine. So this is the Gamma request. So now, if we look, let's call this Gamma API gamma presentation generation. That rhymes quite nicely. And now we should have the get, right? And this, I'm guessing, will, yeah, take the generation ID right here and the API key. Awesome. Put in that. I'm going to copy this. And now, I'm generally would add a wait. So that will be able to do some polling here. So let's do HTTP, import the curl. So now we'll be able to reference this with 123 was the generation ID, I guess. Cool. So let's run this. So we'll get the data to come through here. And this will be the is presentation ready. So here, instead of 123, we'll be able to put in the generation ID, remove the extra space, and we just need to insert the header as well, which we can use the generic header we've already authenticated under Gamma. So if I execute this, we'll get completed. Nice. And we'll get that URL. Before I grab that URL, I'm going to say if status is equal to completed, that's fine. That's great. We can grab the URL itself, right? Which we got right here. If not, we'll need to have another wait. And then we'll try that again. So let's do that. In the meantime, since this is true, here let's put in a set. So we'll just extract that gamma URL. And now, if we open this up, let's see what we get. The future of sustainable energy. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. What we didn't, I guess, specify in our request is the actual text, right? So here, text options brief. Yeah, input text right here. Creating a new AI automation agency. Let's try that out. So we can test this out as a whole as well. So we run this. Whilst this is running, this should go down there, I guess. Yep. Should recheck right here. Okay, went down the false route again. Also, if I go back and I go to my library or whatever it's called, if I refresh, will I be able to see these? No. All. Interesting. AI API generated. Okay, nice. Okay, 42 seconds ago. So that seems to be working as expected. Let's see when we get the AI automation agency presentation, what that looks like. I mean, the great thing about this is that it also opens up the door for, I guess, offering this as a service as well. So let's see. Still going through, still not finished here. Status pending. Okay. So far it took 5 seconds times 11, so that's 55 seconds, which is fine. Because this is, okay, so on the 13th round, this should have finished. So here, we got the new URL. Let's test this out. Mind you, I didn't provide it with much prompts, right? Launching your AI automation agency. Transform your business is nice. Marketing and positioning. Awesome. Awesome. Great. So I love this. I like this. So essentially all we need to really do is understand the API documentation, which is right here. Developers.gamma.app reference generate a gamma. And once you do that, you can start by playing around with the different items here. You then copy the curl request right here. And all that will then allow you to copy this stuff into N8N and then make the request, check if the presentation is ready, and if it's ready, you get that final URL. So that's pretty awesome. Cool. So that was a quick test. I'm sure I'll be playing around with this more in the future. But for now, I would encourage you to try it out, see if that works for you. Let me know if you have any questions as well in the comments down below. And in the meantime, if you need help with your AI and automations in your business, check out the links in the description for more information about that. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.